Shit. But yeah, man, that's one of my top fears: the bear trap and the sniper.
How would a sniper like where would you be at when you get hit by a sniper? Like,
bruh, don't you remember the DC sniper?
I remember that. Yeah,
he was just capping niggas with the fucking with a rifle out of a blue Caprice. You could be getting. It was so bad that they had at their gas stations, because he was murking fools at gas stations, where they would like have drapes over it, and it'd be like regulated. You just keep driving by.
Wait, what was draped up, like the gas station?
Yeah, there's covers on it.
You can't see inside.
Yeah, so you can't take your shot. Like,
what if he was so about it where he just like got like the building plans for whatever gas station that was, and then just found out where the cash register should be at, and just took like a shot right there and like put one through the head.
See, and that's what I'm saying. I can't deal with that. I can't do it. I'm not gonna lie. The DC sniper was worse than any mass shooting that's happened.
Yeah, that was.
I'm sorry to put that on record.
That was calculated killing. That was calculated.
That was calculated. No, it wasn't. Well, it was calculated, but it wasn't like personal. He was just killing whoever. Whoever had the best shot. He was hunting basically. Like he had a slide against America as a whole, but that's just wild. And it was like some dude and like a kid. And the weird thing is the kid was a dope shot. Like, I mean, if he was in the military or if he was in the police force, you'd be like, yeah. Old Johnny boy over there, crack shot.
All the that's crazy. That's a crazy one. Damn. But there you have it. Here on The Block is Hot. I am your co-host.
Oh shit, we're recording?
Plato Got Stacks, and there is your host, the unidentified black male.
Yes. We are here. We are live also on the Block is Hot podcast, the number one podcast that you're hoping that you're listening to right now. And today, we got a lot of interesting...
Wait. What? You can't just do that and not acknowledge it. You got to let them know where we at, where we've been going, what we about to do.
Oh, well, if you can't already tell, we got some audio equipment. And, so the podcast may be sounding a little bit more crisp, more luxurious. We actually took the time to get some mics and a little bit of a soundboard. So we out here, we're trying to get our things more professional and productive, and really wanting to do some things and maybe even crank up the volume and do some old crazy things with the mixing of the voices and all of that fun stuff live on the Block is Hot podcast, as well as recorded. While you're listening to us, go ahead and follow us on all social media platforms. We go by The Block is Hot, THA, Block is Hot. Find us on YouTube for our old episodes. We're going to start doing more videos of us actually showing you the content that we're looking at as we're having this podcast. Find our memes and conversations also posted on our Instagram at _The Block is Hot podcast. Follow us on Twitter if you want. We're not that active, but if you ever have actually any questions, follow us there at the Block is Hot podcast. And I think we can get this going. This is what, episode 16?
I don't know anymore, man.
Yeah,
I can't keep track.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, it is 16. You know why? Because I had to do a solo show without you.
Oh, you actually did it?
Yeah, just something real quick, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just it's not the same without the co-host here.
You told me you didn't do it.
I did it the next day because I felt like the viewers and it's weird because I look at the YouTube numbers and I also look at the other numbers, but the Block is Hot. We got to come up with a name, a slogan, something to call our followers or our friends.
Yeah.
Raider as the Raider Nation. They have something cool to call.
Blockheads.
Nah, we can't call them the Blockheads.
Why not?
That's some cold ass shit from Charlie Brown. But
I was even thinking that, just like the Blockheads. Yo, y'all rock with this.
Definitely so.
Not the Blockheads. Okay, maybe not the Blockheads. My bad. We'll figure something out.
Also, shout out to the fans that interact, the ones that repost our content. We appreciate that. And the ones that are just engaged in the conversation, you know.
I thought you were about to say engaged, about to get married. I was about to say, whoa.
Oh, I don't know anyone that's about to get engaged.
Shout out to you, though, that you guys did that. That sounds cool.
I'm pretty sure someone out there is getting engaged. Someone's tying the knot. So congratulations to the newlyweds. And also...
Why are you looking at what Nicole Kidman was listening to? What? Why is that doing that?
That's not Nicole Kidman. He's looking at my Spotify.
I thought like that was like Nicole Kidman, like the actress. I was like, what the fuck?
This
Why
isn't.
do you follow her? I don't know.
Oh no, this is a follower that was listening to something like that. Okay. My SoundCloud is actually. I mean, not SoundCloud. My Spotify is linked to my Facebook, so I see what people are listening to. They also have it.
My bad. I totally got like thrown off by that.
I know people do all the time when they see it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never really like listen to Spotify on my PC. I always usually listen to it on my phone and put it through speakers or some shit. So like I've never actually like I don't see this often. I was just tripped out. That's
true. That's true. Well, damn. I mean, haven't seen you in a minute. How was your Thanksgiving, nigga?
I ate food. And I slept. I like fucking even all last week I was off.
What?
Yeah, I was off work.
Nigga, what?
Yeah.
And you didn't do the podcast. Why?
I forgot what I was doing that day.
Well, the first day. All right, sorry. So I'll say what I was doing before. I was at the Secret Walls.
Yeah.
Drink and draw.
Yeah,
so, but in both of our errors, when I hit you up, you were still all the way out in Ontario, and I was barely, getting to Azusa.
Exactly. And then fucking the following day, I forgot what the fuck I did that day. But I remember, I think I was just getting home because. What time did I hit you up?
It was like maybe about 10:30.
Yeah, I think I got
PM.
I think I got home around like 7, and then like I just fell asleep because I was out. Because the first couple nights of being off during the week, I just went out. But then like once it came to around Friday, I was like, fuck this, I'm tired. And I just started sleeping every day. The last like 3 days, I just slept hardcore. Felt nice. It went by fast though. It went by really fast.
Well, did you do anything like outside of the norm, or just
no,
that's usually the way I went by fast.
When I got those,
just chilling.
When I got those days off, I had shit set up, but then things changed. So then it just was like, well, I still got these days. I'm taking them off.
The way you chill is trash. Just fucking with you.
I just need a break sometimes, man.
You play Red Dead Redemption 2 online?
Not yet.
Yeah, I heard it's super lame with the microtransactions. Super grindy.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's one of those pay-to-win type of games. I feel like that's how GTA kind of was, wasn't it? I feel like they kind of learned, or maybe it wasn't, but actually towards the end, that's how GTA started getting. They started getting like super crazy with the prices. It's because those games are only like they're mainly dope online when you have a bunch of other people who are dedicated players of the game that you play with.
That is true, because we all had a Grand Theft Auto online.
Yeah, I think when it first came out, we were all playing it together. Always.
But you know what? And that's also in a sense of we're not children anymore. We're fucking adults. So that's why we don't have that same type of bondage. And again, most of the games that I do play are like single solo players, story games or something like that. But I don't have the time to grind out and actually spend dedicated time because I know there's other things I could be doing. But when I do need to unwind and I just want to chill, shut my brain off, that's why I will always have a video game console or something on my PC.
That Red Dead story, like, it's got me hooked. I've been playing that shit for a minute.
Yeah.
And like, that game's fucking fire. That game's, I really like that game.
Shit's dope. How was that Brockhampton show?
It was actually, I like some of their music. I like most of their music. They didn't really play a song that I was like, oh, this is fucking gay. But then, like,
there's only one gay dude in it.
Well, no, yeah, I didn't mean like that. I mean, like, that song sucked. Like, but like, fucking, I did definitely notice like they were like a boy band.
Oh yeah, them niggas is a boy
I
band.
didn't realize like they were
100%.
like a complete boy band.
I mean,
I think I was the oldest person there. I was definitely the oldest person there because like my cousin, he's 21, and like everybody else that was there, like I could tell like they're like going to USC or some shit like that. Like they're like college students, and I just was like, damn, I'm old as fuck.
yeah, man, it's getting to another phase of the life. Another phase of the life.
I just kept drinking, and then my car got impounded.
Word?
Yeah.
Which car?
The truck, fucking.
How'd it get impounded? You were parked somewhere illegally?
Yeah.
Dude.
They were on that. We were only gone for like 2 hours. I came back. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, some people.
I was like, damn. They got that shit quick.
For all you know, someone saw that shit and they're like, oh shit, I'm about to hook the homie up who works at the impound lot. I was like, yo, this car just parked in our shit. He's not supposed to be in this shit. Come get him.
No, yeah, I took the gamble. And I lost.
It's a risky move.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
It was $25, $0, or $261. So
Shit. Wait, how much was it? $261?
No, 267. My bad. It was pretty pricey.
Yeah, it's pretty outrageous. That's pretty outrageous.
Yeah, it's fucked. Whatever. It was cool though.
So you actually fuck with Brockhampton though?
No, like I mean, they've come up on my Spotify, and like I end up liking a few of the songs and like just like save the music. So that's why like I knew sort of what I was getting into, and then when I went there, it wasn't like the music was super shitty.
Cause I'm not gonna lie, when you hit me up and said I'm going to a Brockhampton show, I was really confused. I was like, wait a minute. Why is he going to a Brockhampton show?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I go to a random show. Like, actually, since we're talking about shows, we gotta decide if we're gonna be recording next week on a Monday or a Wednesday. Because I'm going to a Neiman show with Jasmine. She wants to go. He's a local cat from out here. He's a singer, but his shit's fire. Like it's good music. I highly suggest if you're listening to this podcast, check out Neiman. Any one of his projects are fire. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Check him out. Yeah, but no, yeah, I went because my cousin, my younger cousin, I live with, fucking, he ended up getting tickets from one of his friends who was like just lived right down the street. So I was like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Okay, I mean, free come up tickets. I wouldn't mind going just to go see a show.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong
exactly.
with that. But it's like, man, like you bought tickets to a Brockhampton show?
Oh no.
I'm not gonna lie, like that name just sounds corny to me too. Brockhampton, like that sounds like it should be one dude. But then again, we were also around with a band called Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky, yeah. Definitely have that one going. Hootie and the Blowfish. Nobody's name was Hootie or the Blowfish.
Not at all, not at all. But shit, on request by one of our followers, we were asked to talk about the young man Kid Buu. Are you familiar with Kid Buu? I think we talked about him earlier on in the podcast, back in the early episodes.
I think we definitely talked about him once. I mean, I remember I definitely watched a few fucking YouTube videos about that guy. He's fucking, I don't know, he's strange. He's strange. And I'm not really a big fan of his music. It's like, it was like, kind of came off like, I don't know. And then he's hard to like. He's just so strange. I don't know. It's just so weird for like this guy to come out of nowhere and just be like, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm a clone. That wasn't me. I'm supposed to be. I think he says like he's supposed to be like devoid of emotion or some shit. And like, I don't know. It was weird.
He's one of those guys that I did check out his music before before recording, just to give it like a good first impression. It's not my type of music, I would say, and I'm not calling it bad, but I'm just calling it it's not mine. And it's only because I grew up with a different type of hip hop, and I grew up with hip hop and R&B exclusively, and a lot of these kids out there, they're talented as far as they have the ear for music, but I don't think that they make good hip hop for me. And I say that as I'm more so, hip hop is more so poetry over dope beats. And I feel like if you don't have a pen skill and you can't write, then everything else is null and void. And it's up to the producer to now try to shop his beats out to more people. But these producers and engineers, they get all the credit. I'll fuck with some dope producers and their beats. But then also it's a different type of sound, and I think it's going to evolve into something different, because I think Drake was the first rapper to sing and rap and really make it cool. Because before it was just you would have the dope R&B feature, and even at that time it was corny in hip hop to have an R&B person singing. Like, what? Why you rapping with them fruity singing niggas and shit? Or it's like, why you rapping with them soft dudes? Like,
I would definitely say after Drake, even Kid Cudi, I think he kind of did it.
I don't think Kid Cudi's more so singing. He's like in the same.
He's doing more of like a rhythmic, like
he's singing.
Like, he does a lot of humming and shit like that.
Yeah,
melody.
I would say he actually uses his voice like an instrument more. As I think Drake is actually trying to sing, as far as like a way of not having to pay for an R&B singing nigga.
Yeah. There's definitely an emergence of that, and as long as you could hit the right melody and keep your voice from cracking, I would assume that like you could do decent enough of that. And apparently Drake's killing at that.
Like, and I still fuck with R&B heavy. Like, me and Jasmine went to a Eric Bellinger show earlier this year.
I enjoy him.
And that nigga can sing like acapella. He was killing that shit.
Yeah, that's what like it kind of gets me when people go like on some shit like Drake's the best singer.
Uno más cerveza, por favor.
Yeah, when people say like Drake's one of the best singers, it's like when you really get into it, he's not that great at singing.
Hell no, he's not great at singing.
Because he doesn't have like multiple like pitches or anything like that. He always does like the same pitches with like the same like
there's actual R&B singers like
exactly, and those people can fucking sing. And then
T-Pain, one of the goats, Chris Brown, Trey Songz.
I'm not really fucking with Chris Brown singing anymore. He doesn't really sing anymore, man.
But regardless,
the
nigga can sing. You got him because of like he was popping because he was singing first.
I was chilling with this chick the other day and fucking she put me on this oh no, she didn't put me on. She brought back up, I should say, some old Chris Brown songs from back in the day, like Poppin' and shit like that. And I was like,
"Excuse me, miss."
Yeah, exactly. She was playing those songs. I was like, "Damn, I forgot this. Like, this nigga was actually pretty fucking dope." And I don't know what the fuck he's doing now. A lot of auto tune in that.
What's like a fire song from like a singing type shit that like.
I remember Trey Songz used to have a lot.
Remember Mario? Braid my hair.
Oh yeah, no, you know who I fuck with? The Dream.
Oh yeah, Dream is fire as fuck.
The Dream, I be fucking with the Dream. Like, yo, that shit, yeah, that nigga's music was hard. Like,
and he has so many writing credits.
Yeah, he's.
But that's what I was feeling like.
Rick and Morty brought it up, like, can't you get anyone? The Dream?
We got so far off topic because we just love music and hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
Kid Boo. The reason why I'm saying, and these new kids.
Oh yeah, that's what I was bringing up that shit for. I want like for people who don't know who Kid Boo is, play like an interview, a quick like interview or some shit of him to like just like so like our listeners can get like an understanding of who this person is.
Okay.
They could see it if they're watching the live stream on Twitch. They could see it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go. And for those of you that don't, like, well, fucking listen to it. Fucking ads.
Yeah, they ain't getting this free ad money.
I skip as soon as I can.
Sometimes
I think you gotta turn it up. In this is how you.
Welcome to Vlad TV.
Hello.
Making a lot of noise recently, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Shout outs to Vlad.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, everyone works towards that, you know, that video that goes viral. And it looks like you have like a nice little handful of them now. You know what I mean? It's a big accomplishment.
I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah, I got my hands a bit full now. Thanks to these accomplishments.
This guy just looks like a
Got a few more
douchebag.
extra
Like,
things
I
in my
get
hand I
it.
didn't quite
Probably a
anticipate,
humble
but
kid.
It all comes with the territory.
But
I
he has a
suppose.
big ass five
Right.
head, some colorful ass
So-
pink dreads.
Where'd you grow up?
Majin tattoo.
South
And
Florida.
the tattoos aren't even good. And that's the thing, like,
I guess you were born in
as
Jersey.
someone that doesn't have
Yeah.
tattoos,
Yeah.
I don't have tattoos
Originally,
for a
my
reason.
first gen.
I'm very picky and
I'm a
subjective
second gen
about
now.
the art.
That's why you
That's
see
some-
the
wait, hold on.
celebrity.
So
And
that's
that
not-
art
I
is
was born in
trash.
Toronto, but that's false.
That looks like a Sharpie was
My
written on his
first gen
head.
was born in
I like
Jersey.
male chokers.
However,
like, coming in.
I was cloned.
Male
by
chokers are
Clone
lame
Mate
as
in
fuck.
Canada.
If you ever get a male
My mom
choker
knows
chain,
it's
I will look at you
0112568,
different.
If anyone wants to see the registration and
Oh,
clone.
what are you, a dog? You gonna wear a collar?
So then you ended up in South Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Hey,
the
what
other thing,
nationality
like,
are
a
you?
lot of these dudes are like
Sicilian,
coming out like
Puerto
South
Rican.
Florida, or I shouldn't say South
Okay.
Florida, but they're coming out of
Sicilian and
Florida.
Puerto
And
Rican.
Florida niggas
Okay.
is crazy.
I can see that now.
Like, I
Those are
know
my two
DMX
genomes.
said New York niggas is the wildest. Nah, nigga.
Who's the
Florida
one
niggas
who's
is the
Sicilian?
wildest.
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother
This guy is just, like,
was
creepy.
Puerto Rican, and I guess the father, the surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
So I found out that this
Okay,
guy's
you're a
actually
test tube,
not a child abuser.
Yeah.
He would just did some shit.
what's up.
Like, I guess like he did
That's
some like
what's up.
snatch
Okay,
and
dude.
crunch.
I
Yeah.
guess-
Oh, that's
Basically,
right, I forgot about
basically
that.
he had charges, and like since kids were
brother,
present, they
sister.
threw that on there because it's like
His-
still
okay,
abuse.
yeah.
But
So
like,
you guys,
yeah, he actually there's
you know,
no
fraternal
yeah.
twins.
Isn't he
you know,
like
is
a
different from
child?
Identical twins.
Isn't
you
he-
guys
how old
look
is this
kinda
guy?
Similar,
This
or
guy's
not?
old,
How old is he?
I think it's
I
like
don't think anyone looks as similar as
almost 30.
Oh my god, that's
Okay.
fucking
Are you guys real
horrible.
close?
me. Yeah.
And a lot of
Very
these dudes
close.
wear makeup.
We're really close.
Okay.
Dude.
So, you were actually raised by a single mother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
All
true.
right, get the
My
shit
mom,
off.
Yeah.
single.
Where was your father around during that time?
Y'all heard it. He was saying he thinks he's a clone. That was the thing.
Ooh, wrong one.
That's too low. Background beats. There you go.
The background beats. The background beats. This is some dope lo-fi called Car Radio.
Car radio. What was that Rick and Morty where he was like, huh, people music. I like that. No. Don't remember. Okay then.
Wait, people music? It's been a minute. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't checked out Rick and Morty in like
It was like,
a while.
it was
I'm
like-
waiting for season 3.
Yeah, I think that's about to come out soon, no? I think I saw something about it on like YouTube, like the trailer for it or some shit like that.
There's a lot of dope music that's about to drop.
Oh no, I was talking about Rick and Morty.
I don't know why I said music. I think it's I was looking at Spotify, but I was thinking like movies. There's a lot of dope movies that are about to drop soon. Or these trailers, like we just saw the Captain Marvel movie trailer. Did you check that out?
check that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm sold on it yet.
What?
I'm not sure if I'm sold on it. It looks cool, but I'm not sure if I'm sold on it yet.
I feel like it's gonna be like a Thor movie. Like Thor movies weren't as poppin' as like
That last Ragnarok,
the Captain America.
Ragnarok one was like pretty funny. I liked it.
Actually, no, I take that back. This is gonna be more like Black Panther. It's gonna look dope.
Black Panther looked dope. Yeah. I think this.
It's gonna be like because Black Panther was dope, but the story was hella cheesy, had a lot of holes in it. But it was good to get everything you wanted to see to establish the character to take place and get him in Avengers. So it was really like a very. It's like think about it. It was like a 30-minute cartoon episode, but they stretched it for a movie and they like. Think about it. If his dad, the old king, knew his brother was doing illegal shit, I mean. He was gonna shoot the dude for his homie for being a snitch, which honestly is actually appropriate. I mean, you're gonna lie to me and be a double cross agent. I have the right to at least attempt to take a shot at you. Yeah. But did he have to kill the nigga? Like he was obviously that fast. And Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger said, "I found tiger claws in his chest." Why the fuck did you leave the evidence there? Why didn't you just like he got mauled by a big ass cat? Mountain lion went rogue in that city that day. Escaped from the Oakland Zoo. Like,
I figure.
and just like if you think about it, also he challenged him for a fight when Did they have to have that big ceremony where everyone had to like do it and be like, "Yo, I can conquer and challenge the king"? Like, if if the other guy didn't want to challenge him, it would have been done. So what the fuck is up with him being able to challenge the king whenever he wants to challenge the king? Like I said, it's a movie that's good looking, but it has a lot of plot holes in it and a lot of things that don't make make sense and are mistakes.
I mean, I could pass that last one though, because like he should have been on time. That's his fault.
That's
for
what
not
I'm saying.
being
It's
on
the
time.
rules. Like, it's true. How you gonna throw out thousands of years traditions and shit just because one nigga wants to say I'm your half brother from the dead nigga?
No, I mean, cousin.
Or yeah, it's I'm your cousin. It's like, well, fuck you, nigga.
Well,
like your daddy dead. You ain't got no heir to the
Whose brother
throne.
was older?
What do you mean?
Who had the older father?
Oh, definitely his dad. His dad was older.
Well, then he should have been the actual successor.
I just like the
Which
fact that it
means
had so many people
which
from Oz
means
in
that
it.
which means that Killmonger actually was the rightful heir because, I mean, you could actually see
No.
what was T'Challa's father's name?
I don't know, but T'Challa's father. It always goes down to.
It matters by who. It definitely matters by
No.
who had their older father.
No.
Older father.
It goes by present king. His dad was king.
Well, yeah,
he had a brother. So if his dad would have died, then it would have went to him.
Wait,
but
so his dad was already king during that time?
He was already Black Panther.
But does that mean he was king?
Yeah, nigga, the Black Panther's king. He ain't no side nigga.
T'Challa was Black Panther, but he wasn't king.
Plot holes. While his daddy was alive.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So okay, yeah, plot holes.
So again, I feel like Captain Marvel's gonna be the same way, where it's gonna look really good. Damn, just dropping the mic. He don't got a mic stand. You got to work on that.
My bad. My hand got a little tired.
But I think Captain Marvel is gonna be a dope movie,
Bro.
but I feel like it's gonna have plot holes, and it's gonna be things like, "Well, that's stupid."
Really
Really
quick. Do you think after the Infinity War, they're going to try to go into the Secret Invasion with the Skrulls? Because that's technically what they're introducing with this Captain Marvel movie, the Kree Skrull War, and from there we get the Secret Invasion. So after they finish off is this still Phase 1? Are we still in Phase 1?
The Secret Invasion with Deadpool.
Well, yeah, Deadpool was in the Secret Invasion, but there's the Secret Invasion was like a Marvel event.
I know it's a Marvel event,
So,
but
like,
I read the Deadpool one.
Yeah,
and I like that one.
that one.
And
yeah,
they have
exactly.
Deadpool now, so why not use them?
And yeah, they do and actually they could do a fucking Secret Invasion Deadpool movie, and then have it be an actual like Marvel movie because they have him now, right? Yeah, they have him. So like, yeah, they could do a lot of different things with the Secret Invasion thing, especially after this Infinity War shit. All they have to do is finish this Infinity War shit, and they have a bunch more content that they can roll into right after this.
All I need is Deadpool wearing aviator glasses and a mustache to do the Stan Lee cameo and just do the whole like tribute. That's all I want. Like, I know he wasn't in the movie, but he gave us a lot.
That would actually be really dope.
That's the only thing I want to see is if Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool does the tribute, but it's like
in or out of costume.
In costume, of course. In costume, where it's like he's wearing the Deadpool mask, but he has a mustache on, the big aviator sunglasses over. Just so it's like he's clearly dressing up like Stan Lee, but in like that funny way, and just like doing the whole thing. Like, even if they did it like, in the episode, in the movie, where it's like, oh, like whatever character he is, I don't give a shit. I just gotta see Deadpool.
Hey, Deadpool,
like that.
what are you doing over there? They're like, he's just like, just some old business, just something corny like that, just like, and then it's like, oh,
it's like I thought we normally do this in these movies, but
anything.
Like, I better see a good goddamn tribute to Stan Lee in the next Marvel movie that drops first.
Be fucking awesome. Because Captain Marvel's gonna have his shitty ass Stan Lee cameo. He was still alive when he did that cameo. They were gonna have him in it.
Well, that's honestly another thing too. Stan Lee, unfortunately, did not get to live out his best years as someone who was very happy. I
I
posted.
wouldn't call these his best years. He's been doing shit. For a
Well,
long
not his
time.
best years, but I'm saying his golden years.
These are like these are definitely like more modern years where everybody knows about him. He's a figure.
Let's say this:
He's definitely a figure right now.
in his last days, it should have been not forced to do a lot of work. He should have been doing the things like I think he liked doing the cameos because you don't have to go to studio. You can literally just be at your house and like with a green screen room, and they can just get you to dress up and they can put you in. That's who the guy that played Saruman. That's how he filmed the last Lord of the Rings. Like he was never on set because he had like cancer and shit and like was
Saruman.
Lord of the Rings.
The eye?
Not sorry. That's something else. Who's the other nigga? Like
The black nigga?
no, not the black nigga. The one that Gandalf the Grey gets like fucked up by. The traitor.
Oh,
Saruman nigga.
Sauron. No,
Whatever. We now know who we're talking about.
Sauron.
Sauron.
I think maybe no, I don't remember. There's a couple S names that I kind of got mixed up in that movie. I still get.
Well, the whole point is that after
Sauron was the main one.
after
the other nigga's name.
we're off topic. The point that I'm getting is
looking motherfucker. Right?
yes.
Okay.
That's not that's Gandalf.
No, not that Dumbledore looking.
That's what I'm saying. The
motherfucker.
other nigga, the bad nigga, the double crosser.
The clean Dumbledore. Dumbledore was low-key looking like Miss Frizz in the Magic School Bus. They had like the same aura about them, like these crazy-ass teachers that was like, woo, we're just going for gold.
Yeah, that is
Like
true.
Miss
That
Frizz,
is true.
always, that's a live-action movie we need.
That is a live. Oh yeah, that'll probably be the next one. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yo.
wouldn't be surprised, and if they did it right, it would be the episode where they go inside that nigga's cut.
Oh, and they're just inside the body?
Yeah, and they're
Yes.
inside the body. That'd have to be the episode because that'd be so crazy, and it'd be like Osmosis Jones.
Yes.
And if they had Chris Rock in it, and that pill nigga, oh, we just came up with the idea.
That should be, yo, drop the horns on that idea.
Okay, we gotta drop the horns.
Drop the horns on shitty ass iPhone.
I'm sorry, nigga. We're getting used to it.
Oh, bring that shit back now. Nah, bring that shit back. I want. It doesn't work like that yet.
What do you mean?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we ain't there yet. We're still getting new. We're still getting used to the equipment and everything.
Drop some more fucking horns now.
What, nigga? Like,
How fucking fresh we is, dog.
we always get it popping. Never locking.
Poppin'.
But yeah, man. We're talking about Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And he wasn't he wasn't in very best standings.
You need to invest in a urinal in your room.
My bathroom is literally like 10 steps away.
Well, I can't do the podcast in your bathroom.
Well, yeah, then maybe invest in wireless mics.
Oh.
Wireless mics.
That could come after video. I think that's the next one that we're striving for.
Yeah.
Video.
Rest in peace to Stan Lee.
Yeah, rest in peace to Stan Lee.
Just want to end it with, we got to take care.
Wait, why are we ending it already?
I'm not ending it in the episode. I'm
I was
ending
going
it.
to say, nigga,
Nah, I'm ending
nigga,
this topic because I was I'm gonna drop some sad shit. All right, this is a quick little post that I made a while back. Talked about Stanley after he passed because unfortunately he was in a very tough situation. Not too many people knew about.
Right now, and the Vulture.
Wait,
Stanley doesn't have anybody right now, and the vultures are ascending upon him. He's had armed men arrive at his house. He's had his blood stolen and sold. He's had his former business partner steal from him. Literally everybody I can see in his life from a public standpoint is abusing him or stealing from him. Mr. Lee has told me privately that he is giving up after his daily harassment and that he believes he has nothing left to live for but just to go sleep and die. What's happening to Stanley is disgusting. Where are all of the many multi-million-dollar actors getting rich off the back of his licenses to help him? We're talking about the Avengers series. We're talking about Ant-Man and Wasp. We're talking about Thor. All of these 100-millionaire actors surviving off his licenses. Why aren't they speaking up? Stan Lee doesn't have it.
Yeah, man, that's some real shit right there, you know. And unfortunately, there comes a point where you got to realize a lot of the people that we love and truly care about, as far as our extended families, which I would call the entertainment industry, like, it needs to be discussed, and more attention needs to be drawn to it, because Stan Lee unfortunately had to work until his last dying days, and it's a shame that had to happen like that. And there's so many people that were making money off of his properties, and no one once thought to just say, hey, maybe this guy's not being cared for in the best situation. The only person that I know of that did that was Kevin Smith, and the guy that made this YouTube video that I just played a little clip of. Other than that, like, no one really spoke up or looked out for Stan Lee's behalf, which is crazy, because he had been in legal troubles before with people trying to get into his pocket. I mean, it's like he was basically our modern day living Walt Disney. Since Walt Disney died before most of us that are probably listening to this were born.
Yeah. When did Walt Disney die? He died before. He died in the 80s or something like that?
I don't know.
No, actually, no. He never really died. He got frozen, didn't
He
he?
hated the Jews and fat people. This is like a fact.
Yeah. No, yeah. I've definitely heard that before. It's something that I don't think about often. Especially when I think of the name Walt
Now
Disney.
that I know, I can't help but not think about it every time I think of Walt Disney. It's like, Walt Disney. I hated them Jews and the fat people, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of like how, you know, like R. Kelly
Probably hated the
chick.
niggers with a hard R.
Ooh.
Yeah. Even when I say it, I'm black. That hurts me still.
Yeah, niggers hurt sometimes.
Oh. See, I bet our listeners, when they hear that, like, ooh.
Yeah, people are cringing at
Hard
home.
R.
Hard R.
Hard R.
Hard R, Captain.
Hard. Oh.
Another one gone.
Stephen Hillenburg at age 57.
Man.
Oh.
I like we both simultaneously got it. Like one, yeah. Man, that's another one. SpongeBob, man. We didn't
my
get a chance
God.
to talk about SpongeBob.
Another quick one.
He beautiful?
How high's he gonna go?
All the way, Patrick. Up to the great beyond. Goodbye, friend.
Happy trails. Happy trails.
Rest in peace, Stephen Hillenburg.
Yeah, dude.
1961 to 2018. Damn, man! Like, what was some of your favorite SpongeBob episodes?
Oh my god, yo. I be referencing SpongeBob so much from at work sometimes. Like, some of my favorite references is
I
like,
think I referenced SpongeBob
it's like,
too much.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I need it. No, SpongeBob, no. Pinky. Pinky. Is that then? What was the other one where it was like, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
The one where they the Flying Dutchman.
And stop. Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff those scratches out.
We'll buff out those scratches, Captain.
Come on, boys, howl at the moon with me. Little. Do
Do you remember the one where he had that
Oh, my
song
God.
for Friends when he's trying to teach Plankton? He's like,
The
F
FUN
is for
song?
Friends. Like, and then Plankton has dark versions. Like,
F is for fire
that burns down the whole town. Used for uranium bombs. And is for no survivors. When you Plankton? Hold on. Oh, dude.
Or even the campfire song.
Dude, they had 2 movies, I think like 4 or 5 video games. Like, SpongeBob is truly like an American. It's gonna be an American icon because
That's going to be like a Tom and Jerry figure.
it's gonna go on forever. The
Mickey-
reruns will continue to go.
I wish Nickelodeon was smart enough to capitalize on him as a figure. And like make that like their Mickey Mouse, you know?
I think
They're not doing
posthumous,
I
he
think it's too
deserves
late.
his star on the Walk of Fame.
I think it's too late for that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. That could happen.
Wait, what were we talking about? Too late.
But I'm talking about it's too late for Nickelodeon to make like that like their highlight character.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
No, it's not. It's really not. Think about it. What's the one?
Cartoon Network has Bugs Bunny.
You know what? I actually know. Time out. I think Nickelodeon's whole thing is the splat and the goo.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network is
Bugs
not
Bunny.
Bugs Bunny anymore.
It was.
It used to be. It used to be.
They still have Bugs Bunny.
Because that's the first like Hanna-Barbera cartoons that came out. Like Disney is purely Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
I-
have you seen new reanimations of like Bugs Bunny? He looks fucking horrendous.
It looks. I'm not a fan of it. I'm never gonna be a fan of it. And the funny thing is, because I have every single Looney Tunes cartoon, even including the censored 8. So I'm just not gonna be swayed by it. But I understand why they do it.
I think that's where like Disney's had success. They've had their trademark character Mickey, and they've been able to roll him for every audience that's come up so far. And I think it's because like they did their cartooning like right, whereas like it stuck to the same thing, and then they made a quick transition to like the graphic animation, you know, with like computers and shit.
True.
They've never done that with Bugs Bunny. They always kept him as a hand-drawn character. So now if they were to do that, they would be taking on like they'd pretty much be jogging Disney style. And I feel like Bugs Bunny is already like too far gone for that, especially because he was a very mischievous character. He's not like a good guy. Mickey Mouse, I feel like he was more of a good guy. I could definitely be wrong because yeah, Steamboat really I think was a cunt because I think he was always fucking with what was it? Steamboat Willie and I want to call him Brutus, but that's not fucking Brutus. Brutus is Popeye, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just think that Disney's more so is different because Cartoon Network never had a face from the get-go. It was always a collective of cartoon. I mean, not Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn. Yes. So, when it comes to Nickelodeon actually doing their thing, they always had like a chain of cartoons that came out, and then they would even alternate. Like I remember watching a lot of older cartoons back in the day where there'd be like cartoon shows, some little live action puppet shows that went with it too.
I remember those.
But the only shows I can think of that have had longevity on Nickelodeon's platform and their channel is Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob as a cartoon.
No.
Who went longer?
I think they went about the same length. I can't say because I haven't.
Maybe
really...
Rugrats in length.
Oh.
And they went to
Well,
spin-off with All Grown Up.
yeah, the Rugrats, the Rugrats in general because they had the spin-off ones where like they were like high schoolers and shit.
Had about 3 movies too and multiple video games. Apparel up the ass. I remember I had a Rugrats jersey, hockey jersey.
Do they still make new All That's? I don't think they do they?
They have made all of that since like 2001.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what they got going is the slime, I guess.
That was always their main thing, was like kid friendly. And then, even then, they don't even have a resort like Nickelodeon Studios. I was lucky enough to attend that when I was a youth with my family. Because we ballin' like that, bitch. Not really. But yeah.
Interesting.
It'd be like that. Oh, shit.
What?
That's what it was. Since we're on this topic and we're sounding like old heads, I know what it's going to be now. Like, okay, remember back in the day where we had trends that we would do and things like that? Picture this. We had rubber band guns, Pokemon cards, maybe for a minute, Pogs, yo-yos, crazy toys that were way more trendy and youthful. But now that everybody has like cell phones and shit, all they're gonna have in their remembrance, like in their little brain files, is gonna be apps. Like, yo, you remember when fucking Snapchat was popping? Now with all these other things. Oh no, do you remember when fucking we used to all use Periscope? Like Periscope was lit. Or do you remember we used to use Tumblr? Oh yeah, they don't have porn on Tumblr no more, so I don't even fuck with Tumblr. Like, so it's gonna be like that where it's just all social devices. Like, I remember the phase of Super Soakers where like for 2 summers straight, it was just like Super Soakers were it. Like you had to have a new one for like maybe 2 or 3 summers.
Remember yo-yos?
Yo-yos. I still got my Omega X-Brain and my Omega Fireball, nigga. What?
I remember I've had multiple yo-yos. I don't know. I don't know how I lose them. I really don't know how I lose my yo-yos.
I still have a box of toys.
Like, I actually got
in storage,
really
like,
good at yo-yoing for a little while.
Oh yeah, you got to, because you had to be able to walk the dog, do cat's cradle, shoot the moon around the world. You had to have all the tricks down. But you had to be able to do all the moves.
There's so many moves.
But yeah, I got a box of toys. Like I still have my old school Tonka trucks, like the metal ones, because now they only give you plastic, and I have those for my kids. I don't play with them, but I still got.
What my parents still have?
What?
The GI Joes.
I don't think I have any GI Joes.
I remember. There's always two GI Joes. There's the ones that they gave to us, and the ones that they kept in boxes.
My dad took my GI Joes away from me. He didn't want me to get fascinated with the idea of going to the army and doing all that shit.
I remember my dad.
He was like, "Nah, fam."
My dad got mad at us for playing with the GI Joes because we got markers and started like drawing lesions and wounds on them and saying that they were infected and shit, and that this GI Joe's leg was gonna have to be taken off.
It's like, no, nigga, what are y'all niggas doing?
And we had GI Joes that were hogtied. And we had other GI Joes that had to save that GI Joe.
Yeah, y'all niggas is wildin'.
We're playing pretend terrorists with some of them, and like these GI Joes had to come and wipe out all these GI Joes.
God damn! Like the most I did of that type of graphic nature of my toys was I had wrestlers because I was really into WWF back in the day. Because you know, back in the day, if you were a boy, you had the wrestlers. I would get red markers and like drip the ink on it to be if like that hit with a chair, they're bleeding or something.
Yeah, I feel you.
But nah, nigga, he was wild.
No, yeah, I remember because my dad is a big fan of like war movies and shit like that. So like we always watch those movies with him. So especially my brother being older than me, he picked up on some of the concepts a lot better than I did. And like here we are, like we have nothing else to do than play with our toys. So it's like, yeah, this character got his fucking leg blown off, and it's like, I don't know, it just came to us. Easy.
Okay, since we're on the topic of war movies and talking about that, what is the top 3 in your opinion best war movies of modern time? Because there's some old school classics, but I'm not gonna have you fucking list off like Many Men and shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen like a good war movie, but there's like the automatics that the automatic one that pops off in my head because I do like. Okay. There's actually a couple. There's Saving Private Ryan.
Off top.
Full Metal Jacket. You already know why I like that one though.
Yeah.
Especially like, yo, that one was pretty. I like that one. You want to know what movie I think is fucking? I'm not sure if it counts, but here I go. Tropic Thunder.
Oh, what? Nah, nigga. Tropic Thunder does not count.
Okay. I actually thoroughly enjoyed Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards was good. That was good.
What other ones? How many? Well, whatever.
That was top 3.
Yeah.
I remember because have you seen the movie Dunkirk?
I don't think so.
That was that one about the French niggas and the English niggas, and they're trying to rescue them off the like shores, and like people were saying like it was a really good sounding movie because like the audio was really dope and it felt like you were there and if you were in theaters. But the nigga Tom was saying how like this is like a really great movie, and then the other homie Spencer was like, yo, this is probably the greatest movie of all time, like war movie wise. And I'm like, that's such a reach because you just listed the fire movies. Like my tops are always going to be Black Hawk Down, And I feel like Saving Private Ryan doesn't even count because that should just be in your top. Like that was just a classic.
No, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
But as far as the modern days, Black Hawk Down,
Black Hawk Down was a good one.
Hacksaw Ridge.
I think I've seen that one. Oh, that was the one about the one that was the dude was like a medic, right?
Yeah.
It's a newer one. Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
And then Platoon. Platoon?
Platoon was a good one.
Yeah, and then after that, my follow-up, the Apocalypse Redux Now.
I liked Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker was good. Hurt Locker was good, and that was another modern day movie, you know. But
it's very rare that I go
that
see
movie Dunkirk was soft as baby shit.
I don't try to see like I don't really make it a thing to try to see like war movies. But now that you're bringing it up, like I gotta think like yeah, there is a few good ones that like
Wind Talkers.
I don't think I actually like that one. I gotta watch. That's an old one that I haven't seen since.
It's with Nicolas Cage.
No, yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but I haven't seen that one since it first came out.
Fucking the old school one, The Longest Day. When We Were Men, that was another one.
Man, I remember that one.
Letters to Iwo Jima.
Oh, that
Fury
was a good one.
Fury with Brad Pitt in the tank.
Fury was actually dope. But no, Letters to Iwo Jima. Letters to Iwo Jima. That was a good one. That's I was about to bring that one up earlier, but I can't remember the name. I just remembered Iwo Jima. But yeah, Letters to Iwo Jima was a good one.
And Full Metal Jacket, that was another one that you said, but like, and there's different styles of war movies. That's why I kind of gave because you named Full Metal Jacket, that was going to be in there too. But
Medal of Honor was a good one.
Men of Honor, yeah, with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Jack De Niro, that was another, yeah. So I gave you mine just because like I gave you the modern day.
Top Gun count?
Oh yeah, you can give me
Top Gun.
I'll be your wingman. R.I.P. to Goose.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's actually now that you bring it up, I feel like now that I'm an older person, I can understand it better. I feel like a lot of those movies I should go back and watch. Because there's a lot of movies that I go back and watch nowadays where like as a kid, like I was like I didn't like that shit, but like now that I watch, I'm like that was good.
Really good movies. Really good movies.
There's a lot of good movies out there.
How you feel about movies is how I've been treating books. Like I'm right now going back and reading 1984.
As a kid, I read a lot. For some reason, something happened over all the years. It's hard for me.
That's good.
It's hard for me to read now.
That's technology, fam.
Maybe
straight up.
It's
hard for me to read too.
I think I kind of supplement it with video games instead. I think some video games have these really good fucking stories. And then along with like you're playing it and you have to, and it brings in this whole like you're involved in the story, and especially like the way like for Red Dead, for example, you could be like a good like generally good outlaw or like a shitty one that kills everyone. Like it affects the game. We Fallout, fucking Skyrim, shit like that. Well, not so much Skyrim, and not Fallout 4 really. But like I don't know. It's like I feel like I maybe it's just a nice excuse or some shit. But I feel like I've supplemented reading books with playing video games in like my more recent years.
You know what? I'm the exact opposite. Because before, when I was younger, like I would only read certain books that I actually enjoyed. Like, and all my books are fiction. I don't really read too much nonfiction unless it's like certain types of autobiographies or like history shit.
Yeah, for me, like if I read nonfiction, it's usually about like the human psyche or like self-help or just trying to like get a better grasp on like what I feel like reality is.
I don't read too many self-helps, but I do read like the fucking 48 Laws of Power, like certain things like that, like Rich Dad Poor Dad. But I think with a lot of the stuff I've been reading now, it's been like rereading things that they wanted us to read like in high school, like in like even like some things in middle school. Like I feel like even just like to read that, like okay, why was this so important? Like Catcher in the Rye, why do they want you to read that? Or rereading books like A Child Called It. You know, books that are even that too crazy big to read. So I've been reading 1984 again, and just on that dystopian like level of like shit where it's like it's crazy to think like how similar this made up world is, but just how like we're not there yet.
I feel you.
So Even then, also the next book I'm gonna read, The Odyssey. Just another one of those books that I think like you should just read while you're a little bit older, a little bit wiser.
I remember
read it.
I remember reading that.
Yeah, it was a good book about the Odyssey.
Yeah, I still should have that one at my parents' house. That should be right in the book closet.
Oh, yeah, this ain't no endorsement because they ain't paying for it. But I have Amazon Prime. And do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes, I do.
There's a lot of shit.
No endorsement. Fuck you, Amazon.
No, there's a lot of shit on Amazon Prime that's actually pretty fire. Like,
yeah, actually, I use Amazon.
If you have a Kindle, like
this is sounding like an average.
It does sound like it, but fuck it, I gotta let these niggas know because you may have Amazon Prime already and didn't even know the benefits that you have.
Yeah.
So I have a little $50 Kindle. I got it real quick just so I can like hack it and use it as like a drawing tablet. And also just look at videos and shit. And it's cool. It's $50. Got everyone one for Christmas last year. Everybody got a tablet. And I found out that if you have Amazon Prime, you have something called Kindle Unlimited, so you can get all the digital audiobooks basically
awesome.
for free. Yeah,
that's actually very awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I started reading all these books again because like I have a small little library, but my thing is I gotta really fuck with a book in order to buy it, or just like it has to really catch my eye.
I feel you because like I still like reading comic books, and then like I also have like I don't know. There's like a lot of like these like 300-page like psychology books that like just dive into a concept really quick and then like get out of it. Well, like
You said psychology? I thought you said comic books.
I like comic books too. Because psychology, like I don't know, just like
I have Marvel Unlimited, and I'll read the comic book, and if I really like it, then I'll buy the hard copy to add to my collection.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that.
Saves you money.
I might still be paying for that, and I didn't even know. I don't even remember.
Oh, you're bluffing. Nah.
No, yeah, because now that you mention it, I remember there was a point where I was getting all the comic books that I wanted, and I never stopped. And for some reason, I stopped doing it, and
read them shits digitally. So it's like, oh, that storyline was cool, but it feels like I had to get Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. I had to get the Secret Wars.
Ooh, I want Marvel kills the Marvel. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. That'll be a nice. That'll be a nice paperback copy.
And then I have the one.
No, yeah, most of mine are, or actually all of mine lately are just all digital.
All digital? Yeah.
I
see, I like that hard copy. I like that feel.
My paperback should still be at my parents' house. I don't know. I haven't seen them in years, but I don't think I ever threw them away, and I know they wouldn't throw them away. So they have to be somewhere in the house. I hope.
I'd hope so too. No, you'd be a savage to throw away comic books.
I
They're
had
still a book.
I used to have
given to a kid.
I didn't have like a lot. Like there's like some people that have like a lot, but I remember like I had
a small little stack.
I definitely had a good amount. Like probably like I think there should be at least 3, if not 5, Air Force One boxes filled with comic books.
Yeah, I didn't have that many. I gave all my comic books away a long time ago. I had some old school ones, like, and then just some ones that they had at the liquor store over in the ranch. They sold comic books too for a little bit. But yeah, there was like no real comic book stores around, and we didn't go to Frankensons. Like my dad never really took me to that, so it was like,
see, I remember like every once in a while
I was playing sports.
A lot of times, like we'd end up going to LA for like the weekend to hang out with like my cousins and shit. So then, like, one of the things that they liked doing was going to comic book stores, like, that were in LA. So, like, would end up getting dropped off at, like, an arcade in the comic book store. And fucking usually, like, would end up eating. It usually always happened on a Sunday also, because we'd go to church, and then we'd get, like, lunch. So we'd get, like, brunch. No, I think we did. How did we do it? Anyway, it's church, lunch, drop us off. Fucking let us do our thing for a few hours, and then fucking go back home. And like usually, as always, we'd get dropped off somewhere close to where we ate that had a comic book store and an arcade around.
Yeah, I didn't have that. I would only go like occasionally if I went to with my cousins. Like they go to a comic book store.
Are your cousins older or younger?
Older.
Older. Okay. Yeah.
But then my neighbor across the street, he was into comics, so I'd read comics with him. And like that's where I play a lot of the video games with, and then of course like Matt and Daryl, but they were into comics like that. Like they were more so like video games. So like, and then Matt had an older brother and Daryl had an older brother. So of course they're gonna get the big consoles, and then we get the hand-me-downs kind of situation. But yeah, I think that's why I still read comic books so much now, because that one thing back in my childhood where it's like I always wanted it, but I couldn't have it. But now it's so, and again, I really thoroughly enjoy the art, And sometimes you just want to read something without having it to be a whole large breakdown description. Like, I seen the basics and I'm enjoying the art. So when people say comic books are for kids, those are just for people that probably either got beat up because they like comics and now they're forced to hate it because they just can't go back. Or it's just the people that like never got into it and they're jealous. They're envious that they never got to read comics.
You know what got me one day was like there became one day where I was like, okay, I need to calm down on comic books because I noticed that I didn't know knowing more comic book politics than I do like real life politics. And then I was like, okay, I need to stop reading so much comics for a little bit until like shit normalizes again.
God damn! Like how you? I'm not. Hey, everyone has their own vices and their own addictions.
I did the same thing with
God
anime.
Damn.
I did the same, like specifically Dragon Ball Z. There's one summer where all I did was play WoW and watch every episode of Dragon Ball.
I remember that summer
all the way through GT and all the movies, and then I think the Battle of the Gods came out that same summer. I remember that I was like hoping that for like 3 months. Living in the Chino house.
Yeah, that's way too much. That's way too much time.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like I fucking do that with shit sometimes. Every once in a while, I get super addicted to something, and it's like I wear it out, and then I'm like, all right, I cannot do that anymore.
That just means you're really compulsive. But I mean, I kind of have that personality. When I bought my bow back in 2006, spent about $1,200 on it. On my whole setup and just like to be complete. But again, though, that's a lot of time watching an anime. Like comic books, I can knock a comic book out in a pretty quick amount of time, unless it's like a full series when it's in like the fat little paperback edition. So, I used
to have some of those. I used to have a lot of those.
Yeah, and again, I'll read that like a book, take my time, bookmark it, come back to it later. But nah, I'm never that like that into it. Like,
yeah. That's why I know what I like.
I know what I like, and I like what I want.
Yeah. That's why I trip out on Cars, because Cars is one of those things that's going for a very long time now. Never get enough of it.
Cars is one of those things where
Cars suck.
It's a want, but it's not a need, only because I have my truck. Like I still, of course, for those of you that know, I have a 240 SX 93 hatch SE edition. Don't get it twisted. But I also drive a Silverado 2008 V8 tuned.
Full exhaust system. Come at me, brah.
Bam. So, but again, it's one of those things where since I have one, I don't need the other. So it's like I should have been swapped another motor into my 240 a long time ago. But since I know that I can drive a vehicle daily reliably, it's like why? And then I spend money on PC stuff, art stuff, going to concerts and shows, booze.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on booze.
Howlin' Rays.
I spent a lot of money on booze and food. It's kind of depressing sometimes. But I cracked open the VQ. It's actually looking very nice.
What happened?
There's like slight scoring on a few of the bearings, but like as far as like rods, cylinder walls, crankshaft, actual crankshaft, there's no scoring on that. So it's looking like I'm just gonna have to replace a few pieces for like the low, and I should be back in running order after I get it back in. I'm actually very, very happy.
I'm going to be a hater, so then maybe you'll have some motivation to get it done. 1 second.
You can't be confident if you're about to be.
Nigga, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna get that motherfucking VQ running. You think just because you cracked the motor open and checked that it wasn't all totally full fucked and functional that you gonna get up and back and whipping and doing donuts? Nigga, shut up. Go ahead and throw that car away. Sell it. Get yourself a Kia, my nigga. Something reliable to get your ass to work and eat a dick.
I'm going to get a motorcycle next.
Don't get a motorcycle.
I need a motorcycle.
Motorcycles are expensive.
No, they're not.
Yeah, when you think about the cost of just like
What are you talking
maintenance.
What are you talking about? As long as you get a decent motorcycle, you don't beat it to shit. It's like anything. It's like anything.
Are you gonna take care to clean your chain every 500 to 1,000 miles?
Yeah, I could do that.
I don't think you would.
I'm pretty fucking studious with my
Gonna
cars.
make sure your tire pressures are on point every ride.
I'm pretty studious with my cars. As long as
Nigga, your car engine blew because you didn't check the oil.
I kind of robbed it. And I didn't realize how bad it was.
I ain't gonna pretend to be some type of
No,
motorcycle expert,
Nigga,
but
it's the real shit. I did not know VQs did that.
nigga, we all knew VQs did that.
I didn't know they did like that. It's kind of like when you hear that a girl's a hoe and then you find out that a girl's a hoe. It's like, oh shit, I knew she was hoeing, but I didn't know she was hoeing like that.
When has that ever happened?
Multiple times.
Wait, you dated a hoe?
Oh no, I fucked many hoes. I've dated a hoe. I've dated a few hoes actually. But that's neither here or there.
Oh, the soundboard.
That is so.
That was so late.
Alright, if we're going to be using fucking sound effects like that, we gotta be way more like in cue, on time, and like hitting the dime whenever we use them. It can't be like
Good. Oh.
I fucking hate you right now.
Like, he crazy, like, rest in peace. But that nigga in hell, like,
that was a
he in
little.
hell.
That was actually
He in
bad.
hell?
He
Oh
in
my
hell.
god.
Dude, that kind of got dark actually.
I know you don't want me to shine, but I'ma shine anyway, cause I love me some me. Believe it.
Never forget it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our 5 fucking sound samples that we
It's
can
all right
use.
though, cause we gonna get more, baby. We gonna get more.
Yeah, baby steps. Baby steps. We're going to get some pop shove it late flips in this motherfucker.
Pop, shove it, late flip.
Gotta activate the cake muscles to get all the bitches on your dilly.
Bruh, did I tell you about the whole Chinese scientist?
Which one?
The one that he took the credit. He did a recent Vice piece, and apparently he's the one that took credit for altering the genes babies. Like they're immune to HIV and like
super
other
babies?
Yeah, basically super babies. Like
Yo.
that nigga's missing.
Where'd he go?
I don't know. I think the Chinese government swooped that nigga. Like straight up, they swooped
Why would
him.
they swoop him? What?
Because
They
he did groundbreaking research that was frowned upon, and they were like,
and he let it out.
Yeah.
And he let it out. So if he kept it a secret, it'd been cool. Huh?
he was acting like shit was sweet because he was talking to an American company. But you're like, bro, you're still a citizen of China.
He's
It's like, we don't play that shit.
I kind of figured out how to modify babies' fucking genes.
That's
I'm
'cause
no big deal. I'm just some.
I believe
guy.
it's because the Chinese government, they found a way to alter their DNA to make them taller so they can dominate in the Olympics.
Nigga
'Cause
Yao Ming.
They love basketball.
Nigga
But
Yao
let's
Ming.
think about it. They ain't taking the black crowd.
Yo, like I feel like Krillin's supposed to be Chinese.
Really? Why?
I don't know, just because he's small.
But is everyone else white?
Goku wasn't white.
What was Goku?
He's a Saiyan.
You don't shut the fuck. Whatever, nigga. Whatever, nigga. I get it. I swear. This is real shit that we have to deal with. On the block is hot. Make sure you follow us on all social medias. This nigga here. But yeah, that doctor went missing.
Yeah, I guess what he was doing is real. I feel like whenever like somebody comes up as like doing some hardcore shit, and then they just come up missing or dead or some shit like that, it's because what they were doing was real.
I feel like a lot of people are gonna come up missing or like fucked with, and it's all those furries.
That's real, yeah. Okay. No, but like I was thinking more of like say David Blaine just came up missing. And after he came up with this super dope trick, I'll be like, oh shit, he was doing actual magic. That's real magic he was doing.
I think that like. Wait. What? Say that again. Talking about black magic.
Kind of.
How do we get to black magic? What was I talking
Okay,
about?
no. What I said was, take David Blaine for example. If like he was like, if he came up with some new trick that like was like really crazy, right? We're like, it was like, man, that was crazy. I wonder if that was real. And then he just came up missing or dead right after. I'd be like, oh shit, what he did was fucking real. Magic's real, and that's why whatever killed him.
Hey, straight up David Blaine.
If he crazy, like, rest in peace. But that nigga in hell, like,
He's not dead yet.
he in hell. Oh my god,
When he dies, that's what's gonna play his funeral. I'm sorry. Like,
These are-
crazy,
these-
like,
these-
rest in peace. But that
he
nigga
did them
in hell,
tricks.
Like,
No, yeah,
he in
these are
hell.
jokes.
He in hell. Oh my god.
Like this podcast right now, just because he did that, this podcast could age very well because that nigga's gonna die, and that's what's.
And everyone's like, he did demon magic.
If he crazy, like, rest in peace. But that nigga in hell, like,
All right, no more.
he in hell. He in hell. Oh my god.
Yeah, he in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Learn how to use your fucking sound samples, sound bites.
I know it's gonna take some time.
More will be developed.
But have you heard of furries? I think I
Yeah,
talked about this on the
yeah.
last episode, but
No, I think I might have a furry fantasy.
continue.
I have this thing. I'm going to countdown, but I'm not going to do that countdown because it's going to be cold. But maybe the next moon tribe I'll go to, I really want to have like some short shorts on, some long socks, and some chucks, and then like I just want to have like one of those like teddy bear heads, like those big like Kanye ones.
Oh,
The
that'd
mascot
be
head.
dope.
I don't have that on. I just want to run through the crowd. I really want to like find like a chick with like a similar head on her body, and like all she's wearing is like, I don't know, like some sort of like, not like a bra, but like, something that's like, oh, look at that. Like, I want to be able to like look at her and be like, damn, that's a sexy body. I'm gonna fuck that with my head on and my short shorts on, and she's in that with her head on, with just like I don't know, yeah.
Nope.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that's really furry fantasy or just me being like kind of weird. I wanna fuck a chick with,
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about you right now.
okay.
That's not a furry fantasy. That's just
not-
you being weird at a rave.
Okay.
I'm talking about the
No,
people
it doesn't have to be at a rave.
I'm talking about the people that dress up for furry costumes.
No, yeah,
and,
I don't really have a
they
thing for that.
bone,
I
yeah.
don't really have. I mean, like, I could probably do that, but like, that's hard. I need to see the body. Like, I could fuck a more. Yo, guard.
That's not the same. Either way, long story short,
Like I said, I have to. If the body is like a hot humanoid body, I can fuck it. As dirty as
but
that
what
might
if you insert your dick falls off because her fluids are like acid? Like, it just goes and disintegrates.
That's a risk I'm willing to take, my friend.
That's wild. That's wild.
Like, I'm that dude that's like, those crazy magma bitches from Earth 9? I stuck my dick in one and I don't have one anymore.
Well, anyway, a bunch of furries got their.
Grenade.
Me too. Oh, fuck you. All right. Well, we're here.
What is up?
And we're punching back in because we had to go to the restroom. AKA the pisser.
You should turn the music up while we're gone.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, we could do that next time.
Yeah, next time.
We gotta piss in sync sometimes.
It's not the best thing, but sometimes life happens.
We piss at the same stream, strength, so it hums simultaneously within each other.
Life's all about frequencies.
Frequencies, bro. A drop sprinkles my leg. A drop sprinkles his leg.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that did. That's getting weird. What are those?
Bruh.
Bruh. Alright. What's that? Allah. Allah
Oh.
went into?
These soundboard apps are crazy.
We're going to be able to
Crazy.
find a use for both of those very soon, I hope. Very soon.
Someday.
Akbar! What was it? I fucking saw this meme that was like, it was like this like embarrassed like Middle Eastern dude's face. It was like when you name your son Allah Akbar and you lose him in a mall.
Oh, dude. There's been so many crazy things going on recently. Did you hear about the possibility, or they say that a dark matter hurricane is on its way?
What? Get the fuck out of here with these fake news.
Niggas reported.
Okay, so wait, you're telling me for like the past how many billions of years there's been dark matter, and now all of a sudden that we understand what black matter is, we're having a black matter fucking hurricane? Get the fuck out of here. A black matter hurricane. Get the what the fuck? What, so just a bunch of black is going to go swirling in front of my face? That sounds like a black hole. A black matter hurricane should be a black hole. Oh, that looks horrible. Please don't tell me that.
Nigga, like a black matter hurricane is headed our way.
Nah, get out of here. There's no such thing. All right.
Why don't you believe me?
That's proof that this reality is simulated, because they want me to think that black matter hurricanes are real. So then, like, we all start manifesting a black matter hurricane into the simulation to come hurl us away.
Bruh, they say particles are crossing to our world that could open up a portal to a dark matter realm.
What does that even mean?
Nigga, they're trying to say some Stranger Things never type shit might happen.
It's because we're awakening.
Or awakening our inner conscience, energies and frequencies.
You trip on that? What if all this is like just a dream to someone else?
Are we NPCs? Or are we living in the Truman Show?
That's one of my fears, is that I could be an MC. Well, I don't think I could be an NPC. You could probably be an NPC.
Nah, I'm too creative.
No, I know I'm not an NPC because I'm me. But I'm not sure what's you. You could be an NPC. You could be a very advanced, as far as I've seen, as far as NPCs go. You could be a very advanced NPC.
I question the logic too much to be an NPC.
Or maybe you're just trying to make me question my logic to make me guess if you're an NPC or not.
The only way to know is to commit suicide.
Or kill you.
And then what will that achieve?
Oh,
in
no.
this world, you'll just go to jail and be a part of that program.
Actually, you're absolutely right. It would be to commit suicide.
It's all Inception.
Which is more so why I think you're an NPC, because why would you know that?
It's all about the end game, right?
No, yeah.
Play near Automata. Self-destruct, you get an ending.
He's like, yeah, you won.
Yeah, really. It fucking blew my mind. I was like, what if I just kill myself here instead of choosing A or B? Oh, that's an ending.
Maybe I won.
Yeah, I won.
Is there more that I could play? Is that what this is? Is that what this is?
Nah.
Could this be like, however far we're in our lives, is it possible that there's versions of us that killed themselves a lot earlier?
Probably.
So every once in a while, like, it's just like, oh, yeah, you made it to another checkpoint.
I just feel like all this dark matter shit is just really H.P. Lovecraftian type shit. And if you've seen the movie The Mist, I'd be very terrified if some of that shit was coming into our universe, because those spiders are scary. And yeah, I ain't fucking with that. Or some like Cenobite shit.
Didn't they have those giant creatures as well?
multiple giant
Like
creatures.
they're like super long, like
the big crab walking creatures and the fucking giant mosquito death bugs that stab you in the neck and fucking kill you.
It's all inside the mist.
So yeah, just want to let you know if you weren't informed about that, about the particles crossing into the dark world. I mean, the dark realm.
How many dark matter hurricanes do you think our kind has witnessed?
What if we've already had one and we just didn't know because it's fucking dark matter?
That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, how many of these do you think have actually happened before now?
Like, I think earlier before we were talking, actually,
This can't be
recording.
this can't be the first dark matter hurricane.
What if it is though?
It can't be because we're just learning about it. Why would this be? Okay, if that's the case, then that means reality is what we speak into it.
What if dark matter hurricanes are just a rarity? We've never even had one before. This is the first time we're experiencing
That's convenient.
it, and that's just how that's how we can describe it with our infantile minds.
That's convenient. I don't believe that. That means that if anything, that means we created it, and that just means this definitely is a simulation or some sort. This isn't real. Because that means now that our minds are on it, now it's been created. I don't think it should be like that. If this planet's been here for 13 billion years, and our species been around, I think 7 million, maybe longer.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
700,000.
There is a time frame
700,000.
of pre-lit, like before literature and like
exactly
all the archives that were destroyed in the Great Alexander Library.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't know what's at the bottom of Atlantis, right?
No, it said the library of Alexander.
Oh, well, I was going further. Like, we don't know what's at the bottom of Atlantis. There could have been multiple.
Yeah, there could be information or
within 13 billion are.
I think we only have about 2,000 years of recorded history. Maybe
2,000
like
years, but I think
maybe.
humankind is recorded up to 700,000 years ago. I don't think it's a full million yet. I could be very wrong, but that's still a long time. But even that number going into 13 billion, which our Earth has been here for, or around 13 billion, that's very small, which means there could have been multiple humanoids that inhabited this planet multiple times.
Okay, the recorded history of man is 5,000 years,
Not recorded.
beginning with Sumerian.
Not recorded.
Well, that recorded is all that matters.
No, how long has like the Homo sapien been around? Is what I'm talking about.
That doesn't mean anything, unfortunately. I get what you're
Homo
saying.
erectus.
I get what you're saying.
Because that's only recorded.
But no, all right, so I don't want to go off on a super long tangent.
No.
I get what you're saying. You're talking about our species being alive.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, if it's a really rare thing, like let's just say this happens once every 10,000 years or like whatever, if it's pre-lit, that mean or pre-written shit, that means we never recorded it. So if it's never happened, we could be the first generation to experience it. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying how old our humans are.
I see what you're saying.
Because it could have killed off a bunch of people, and we just never wrote it down. We just thought people died. That's what I'm saying.
Or it was written down and it was just so horrible that it got destroyed.
If it's not recorded, then we can't get it. So that's what I'm saying. I didn't want us to go down the whole how old we are. I was like, nah. As far as actual written recorded history, it's 5,000 years. That's
But so this is the first time it's been written about.
That's what I'm saying. Or like we have the
that we have
to see
that
it.
we have to, yeah, exactly.
Do you think that would lead to like some Armageddon type shit? Like, what would you do if it was like you only had a few days to live? Like, because like if you remember the movie Armageddon,
if
they hid that shit for about a week or two.
Man, that's one of the big ones. Like if you told me like I just had a day, I can't do a day. Like if you told me I just have a day to live,
but that's what they did in the movie.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't do anything. I'll probably just kick it.
I would drop a lot of acid or like
I
just
wouldn't-
do
I
crazy
would-
psychedelics.
No,
and
I,
just
would,
enjoy the show.
I feel like that. I wouldn't want to do that because when it starts happening, I may be too fucked up. I think if anything, I'd want to get as drunk as I can. So I'm just blacked out and I don't really like know like up or down.
Okay, I can
That'd
see
probably
that.
make it
I can see
easier.
that.
But if you gave me like a week, I'd probably do I'd do a lot of drinking, a lot of fucking, a lot of drugs, and then probably the last like 2 days, I'd hope that I just kick it. Maybe even the last day, just try to relax. Maybe get like moderately like wine drunk and just chill on the beach. Look up at. Hopefully it's on the beach where I have the best view of the meteor coming down. But just like watch it. There's nothing else to do. But yeah, if all I had was one day, like
If it was one day, I would do.
there's nothing I could do.
I would do all the drugs that I thought like were like the worst of the worst, like things that I would know I would never do because like I'm not trying to be addicted for life. Like I would do some meth, maybe a little bit of heroin, do some little cokes, do a little bit of some crocodile, some bath salts.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'll just do random ass drugs
Actually-
until I either OD or just see it coming. But if it was like a week, I would just probably do psychedelics all throughout that time, and then the last day, like kind of just like being like my mental state and like kind of pray and just kind of enjoy my last times.
You brought up bath salt. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Were you there when the synthetic cocaine was being done off the Buster Sword?
Yeah.
That was bath salt.
You guys were doing bath salts, my nigga?
Apparently you were too.
No, I didn't do it, but I was
No,
there.
We
Like,
didn't know that's what bath salt was because this was legal cocaine that we bought. This was just some new thing that like hadn't been regulated by the FDA yet. But yeah, pretty much later on to find out the shit that we had that night was bath salt.
goddamn, that's funny as fuck.
That's fucking
I'm glad that
crazy.
you guys didn't get like stuck on that.
I'm glad that like it didn't have adverse fucking side effects on
And you didn't
us.
try to eat a motherfucker's face.
Like even like remember how like we went that moment where like we were smoking spice.
Oh yeah, cause
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
flux.
yeah. Fucking yeah. Apparently there's like some bad things that happened with that shit. Same with salvia.
dude, I was telling you, bro. Like
All that shit was like apparently like some people like have it bad.
So the reason
That's why even when like I hear about crazy things happening with like more common drugs these days, it's like yeah, that was just a person that wasn't supposed to be doing that drug.
in the first place,
Yeah, exactly.
'cause some people have addictive personalities.
There's
So,
a difference. Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about something lately, and I've thought of somebody that I used to kick it with, and like I realized, like, yo, like it must suck. Like I don't know because like I drink a lot, and I went through like I can't even call it alcoholic phase because I don't have the actual addictive shit.
I feel like you're an alcoholic when you're waking up in the morning, grabbing hard liquor and taking a shot to the face. If you're doing that,
I've done that. But
That's
like,
not good.
The thing is, there's people that just do that. Like when I do it, it's like a rare thing. Like it's just like
Okay, time out. If you're in
hold on,
Vegas,
hold on. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
there's some people that are actually like that every day, and like I realize like there's some people that like really are just getting blackout drunk, don't know. They're just kind of like, oh shit, we're this far along, and like for I don't know, man.
it's
like
a scary slip. It's a scary, slippery slope.
Like,
and
to
not a lot of
actually-
people know they're sliding down it.
well, no, I feel like I feel like that's what separates the addicts from the not addicts, because for someone who like I went that way, I feel like I was very aware, and that's why it's like I never end up going full addict, you know. But like, there's some people like I feel like they end up going there, and it's like they wake up days later not really realizing that it's days later. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, I remember drinking. That was it. And like I don't know, like the thought of that like kind of makes me sad
It does. It does.
to know like I don't
Especially
know.
if it's someone that you know personally.
Exactly.
You
It's
know?
like you don't know what the fuck's up or down really. You're just
but some people see it as a coping mechanism and they can't get out of it. Like,
Yeah.
and again, I used to drink hard liquor heavy back in the day. You know that. Like when we used to go out and be like, "Oh, this fifth is for me and me only."
But we
like,
weren't
nah.
drinking it. We were drinking it to get fucked up.
Yeah.
For the moment.
We weren't drinking responsibly.
There's some people that are trying to be just fucked up all the time.
That's
that shit's sad.
And you know what? That is true. There are some people that
It's
have
a
that.
shitty thing to think about that.
And that, damn, we went down such a dark road after just thinking about what we were gonna do on our last days. Yeah, if it was like a doomsday situation.
I don't know, yeah. And I feel like those people are constantly living in doomsday situation where they just feel like the shittiest is the shit and it's not getting better. I feel like we're blessed to like not have those kind of personalities.
Well, you know what's
Because this
crazy?
shit is hard, but like I don't feel like either me or you are like actually capable of becoming an addict.
Think about how many people that we knew from back in the days when we used to go and party a lot and just kick it that are like addicts now. Like people that are hooked on heroin or like oxys and shit.
That's
Like-
what I'm saying, dude. Like even like coming from the perspective of I still like to get fucked up, but like it isn't like that.
That's different. You have a job, you're functioning. There's people out there right now that are like in and out of rehab,
Exactly.
no jobs.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what I'm getting
taking
at.
the needle. That's what I'm like. They're shooting shit up now. Like,
Because like I find it crazy. Like it's hard. Like if I take my dad pen to work, it's hard for me not to hit it while I'm at work. But I already know like I could go the whole day without it. You know.
nah.
There's some people that like they can't do that.
There's some people that don't even. It's like that's even too much. Like me personally, like the only time I smoke is at home now, really, and it's when it's certain occasions. You know, like at night, like around like 9 o'clock. That's when I'm like, all right, for sure, because I'm just gonna knock out, get a good night's sleep, wake up, and good. And then other than that, it's only when I know that I'm not going to be doing anything super crazy. Like if I'm going to be running around doing errands all day, I don't want to smoke just because it's going to make it feel like for me personally that like there's just everything's taking longer and it's like fuck. Like I'll be like I just want to chill, like and do other things while I'm enjoying this high. Like if I'm stoned, I want to be painting, creating, doing something like that. But yeah, man, I think that it's like I'm trying to keep the mindset now of not abusing weed like alcohol. Like you've heard me say it before, you're not going to take a shot of whiskey before you go ahead and go to work. So why are you going to take a dab or take a bong rip? Like
I be smoking my pen.
people know, like you may think because your eyes aren't like red, but people kind of know.
They're
Yeah,
glossy.
or not even just like if you put eye drops in, like your eyes are low, you're different. And I've learned that though. Again, like not like first time not being stoned, but
Yeah.
like just
It's
like
one-
you see it as an adult,
Yeah.
like we
I
were
feel
talking
like-
about earlier in the podcast,
yeah,
reading books.
I feel like it's one of those things where like you just gotta hope that when you are high and you're at work, people have to like you when you're high. Like if you're high and you're at work, as long as you're still doing what you're supposed to do and everything's flowing smooth, nobody's gonna fuck with you. They're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, he's.
And I'll counter with this: would you say the same thing if someone was drunk?
Depends on what the job is. If you're working if you work in a restaurant, you can be belly. If you or I should say, if you work at a bar,
If he was tweaked, or not tweaked, because we're talking about legal substances. If he was drunk, you'd be like, no, I don't want this guy being drunk around my customers. He smells like booze. If you smell like, maybe let's use a
Okay,
vape.
if you're-
That's what I'm saying. Like, so let's take vapes out of it.
'cause
If
I
you're
don't
just
smoke,
like-
I haven't been
yeah,
smoking weed.
if you're gonna be because I used to be that guy. You know, I'd go on my lunch break, smoke a joint, or like just smoke a
come
bowl.
back smelling
Yeah,
loud.
but you think that you don't, but you kind of
No,
do.
You do.
And
you do.
like you can
do.
see it.
People
Yeah.
who don't think you do.
Yeah,
you do.
You do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Coming from somebody.
So
Fucking
what?
10 years a stoner. You
Yeah,
do.
but what if you came back, drunk? You just took a quick shot in the car, maybe a double shot, and then you just want to chill. You're talking, you got the breath, and you can kind of smell it now that you've been sweating a little bit working, and it's like people are like, "Are you drunk right now?"
Well, when
Like,
I was at a call center, there's a lot of us that would go out on lunch break. There's like a big group of us, probably like 15, like fucking half and half, fucking half guys, half girls. Mm-hmm. We'd go out to like a wing spot down the street that had a bar. We would only drink like 2 drinks, and like we'll eat, and then we'll go back to work. But like some of us, like, if you got the big beers and you down 2 big beers within an hour break,
You're gonna get a nice buzz.
yeah. So when you go back, you're actually faster on the phone because you're straight to the point. You cut all the bullshit. So like I know they liked it. We never got questioned, but it's one of those things where it's like, especially like some of the chicks I worked with, a lot of white and Asian. So like you could see it in their face and neck area. They turn red as fuck.
No.
And it's like, why did you leave this place pale? But when you came back, and all you guys kind of smell like a booze area now, because all those bodies, because we were also in the same department, and it's like we happened to leave on the same lunch. So it's one of those things where I know they had to know, but they saw an improvement in how we work, and they didn't see the negative.
Again, you said the magic word though. 2 beers.
2 drink minimum.
2 exactly.
2 drink minimum in an hour.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So you guys were within the law, and that's acceptable. I'm talking about someone who's like noticeably drunk or noticeably stoned.
Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, that's the thing. If it's noticeable, then that's not cool. Because you could like example again at work. Fucking if you're at work and you're stoned, it's cool. But if you're like walking through like this, like what's up, bro?
But how many times have you either low-key been that guy? Because I know I've been that guy who's came in like stupid stoned, where it's like, oh, I ate an edible the night before and waked and baked, not thinking about the edible. Or it's just like you see the guy coming in smelling like dank, like, bro, you just smoked right now.
I've been the guy smelling like dank more times than I wish to record. I usually haven't been too... There's been a couple of times where I've been overly stoned, but I think I held it. But I know that one of the most stoned moments at work was when I was, again, call center, and one of my coworkers gave me some edibles, and I overdid it on the edibles. I remember there was like a cool there was like a cool 40 minutes where I was just staring at my computer screen, just thinking about wild shit, and then I looked and I was like, oh, I haven't typed in like 40 minutes now. And like the thing is, it's like that job was so chill that like I slipped by unnoticed. But like even this job, like I've been going, like I'll rip this pen multiple times, and like I'm good by the time I get to work.
And I think now it all comes back to the main point, because we, like I said, it's not saying that we haven't done it or that you can't do it. Mm-hmm. It's about the act in which you're partaking in, and are we being responsible? Like it says on the
One, if you're not interfacing with customers, it's cool. I feel like it's cooler. Also, I feel like if you're a girl and you're drunk and say you work a bartender job or some shit like that, you're not going to care. Because that means you're going to be more sociable, more bubbly with people. People are going to want to tip you more. People are going to want more drinks. I've known plenty of female waitresses, and they drink on the job.
Again, you're not supposed to.
Even when I was working at a pizza place doing delivery driving, I was drinking on the job.
Again, you're just
managers drink.
Just because certain people allow a certain social acceptance doesn't make it correct. What I'm saying is this.
Are you talking about legally?
No,
it's not. But like
I'm talking about more morally.
It depends on person to person.
No,
dog.
okay.
I know you. You're not a bad person when you're drunk. So I would trust
Tim.
you. I would trust you being drunk on whatever, for the most part, whatever job.
Okay,
but there's other people who once they drink a little. Remember how like back in the condo days, how like some of the roommates kind of weren't the nicest people when they drink, and it was like a lot of drama follows. If you're one of those people,
okay, Tim,
no, you shouldn't be drinking. But
so, not to cut you off, I get that. I'm not saying that there's no such thing as a functioning alcoholic or a functioning heroin addict or a functioning anything. What I'm talking about is how we should be treating these things responsibly. Because I get everything you're saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we haven't done it. What I'm saying is, on these beer cans and on these boxes, it says enjoy responsibly. I feel like in the weed community, we don't treat it as we should, as we should be treating. Like, if you saw someone with a fucking beer can drinking and driving, you'd be like, oh, that's bad. But if you see someone with a joint smoking and driving, you're like, oh,
I wish I had one.
Exactly, but it's like, bro.
Let's be real, really quick. If I saw someone with the beer can and driving, I'd probably be like, I wish I had one.
again, that's something where that's how you feel, but we all know as a consensus.
Aren't you asking me how I feel about these, and that's how I feel about these things?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, then I guess so. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I am. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. All I'm saying
I
is,
understand. Like that's why. Like I can't disagree. I can't disagree with what you're saying. Like or what you're getting at, because there's people that shouldn't be doing shit.
oh,
We all have our tolerances, though.
no. All I'm saying is, because you're speaking more so of the yo, I'm down for this. But all I'm saying is, as a whole, since this is a new thing, we're like in that new prohibition of weed, like where it was illegal and now it's becoming legal everywhere. We need to be at that point where it's like, yo, we got to be treating it responsible, because we're now coming into age of that adults where it's like, yo, you don't got to smoke and drive. Wait till we get to the destination, rip one in the car, get out if you need to smoke.
Yeah, I definitely.
Just like you wouldn't show up drunk to your job, don't show up super blitz or stoned. If you can't go the whole, because that's when I feel like you're abusing the medicine, you're abusing the plant. Like, why do you have to be stoned throughout your day?
Definitely.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do it. Not saying that I don't like to do it too, but I like to do that on my day off when I have nothing productive to do. But if you're supposed to be at work, I feel like, yo, just wait. And I feel like if you're that person that's, oh, I can't, I have to smoke my bowl, it's like, then you're addicted. And you usually just say you're an addict. You're a functioning addict, but at the end of the day, like, weed isn't that serious.
Weed isn't that serious. I'm definitely a functioning addict, but at the same time, like, I'm not disagreeing with what you said, because I feel it, because, like I was saying, some people shouldn't do it. Or even if you're one of those people that are just starting, you probably shouldn't do it.
Definitely, but those are usually the ones that do, because they're so hyped and they think that nobody knows. But we all know.
Do it for a few years and then figure out where you're at. No, yeah, definitely like public intoxication. That could be a real confusing one, because everybody has different tolerances and everybody acts a different way. Where one person could be crazy on like a certain substance, another person like is chill, and that's why like I feel like we have like all these drug laws that say don't do this, don't do that, but they don't take the individual. No law actually takes any individual into mind, and that's why you get lawbreakers, and that's what creates criminals. It's a giant cycle of redundancy.
Well, think about it like this.
I don't want to beat a dead horse with a stick.
I'm pretty sure, and if cocaine was legal, everyone would basically try cocaine, because it'd be the purest form of cocaine that you can get. It's regulated. It's like soda. I'm pretty sure if it was treated like that, like you can get Tylenol all over everyone would love cocaine. They would get it. It'd be the newest craze. But there would still be those that would abuse it and become addicted to it, and then you become a functioning addict. And the thing is, just because you know that you like it, it's the question of, do you need it, and should you get it knowing the ramifications?
So what you're saying is take that exact concept, take it to the food that we eat.
It's consent. It is a consent issue.
Take that into the food that we eat.
It's the greater good.
What would be the greater good as far as our food goes? Just stop selling all this food and just make everybody be healthy?
That's too much of an extreme,
No,
and you know it is.
No, it's not.
The example that we can use now is Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, all these soda companies.
If our consumerism for food was never got to how it got, it would be in the exact same category. Okay. You eat something fattening, it's illegal.
Now, Plato, look at the words that you're using. You're saying food as being a generic. Oh, you're saying food. That's what I'm saying. I can use an example.
Okay, I'll go directly with what I want to talk about. Fuck. Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Soda.
We know that it's bad. Soda has had their shares and like their profits. It's been decreasing because we all been saying soda's bad. So it's like, don't drink soda, but it's still there because at the end of the day, it's your right to get that cold beverage with your burger, even though we know it's bad. I'm saying if they released cocaine. Or like these methamphetamines, like they used to do back in the 1930s and 1920s when that shit when it was legal to sell it. I think that the effects that it has on society is worse, and it's better just to not have that. Because there was a time when cocaine was actually like a little bit of cocaine, it'll get your wife up and going, or even methamphetamine. Like that was another thing, amphetamines in general. So I'm not saying that it's bad, and I understand free will. All I'm saying is, if you knew that you could get people off of soda, it would decrease obesity, it would do all that, would you let it be around? Or would you just say, like, nah, if I could prevent us from inventing soda and we all just drank a lot of more teas, punches, maybe still sugary drinks, but less of that glucose in the sodas, like, would you be like, all right, for sure, like, I'm cool, we don't have to invent soda, we can invent that later on in the future?
What you're saying is a catch-22. Because exactly, you ended it right, because we could invent that in the future. But at the same time, it's like, then what? Like, of course, I obviously know what the right answer is, but it doesn't work like that. So my only thing being is like, you gotta just let it be. If people want to fuck themselves up because they can't control their wants from their needs, then you gotta let them suffer. Like, that's what life is. You gotta let people pick. And like, to say like, it's okay to fuck yourself up in this way, but it's not okay to fuck yourself up in that way. Who are you to tell? Like, yo, if that's the case,
you do know weed doesn't fuck you up as bad as like cocaine and heroin.
I would differ because cocaine doesn't have to be as bad as it is if we're doing it the right way. Weed, it's not good to smoke that shit. It's not good to smoke anything.
You can eat it though.
You
There's
could eat
other
it.
ways of
you could definitely
ingesting
eat it. That's the way it should be ingested. But then at the same time, once you eat weed, it turns into a different chemical compound inside your body, and it's a completely different. Well, I don't want to say it's a pretty different high once you eat it compared to when you smoke it, when you rub it on you. It's all different shit, and it's all subjective.
But
And
again, exactly.
who are we supposed? Are we supposed to be policing everybody? Or are we supposed to be promoting that whatever you want to do is okay? Just don't harm others, because once you harm others, then you bring on the fact that others shall do harm unto you.
Then I guess the other thing would then be the laws, because like cocaine's pretty much universally like banned everywhere. I don't know anywhere that's like cocaine's legal.
Yeah, but I think thing is like I think it's like a Christian thing that you can't obey two different laws. There's the law of the Lord, and then there's the law of man. You can't obey both at the same time. Sure, the law of man may coincide with some things that the law of the Lord may say.
Hold the mic to your face.
Oh, with some of the things that the law of the Lord may say, but like ultimately the law of the Lord will give you more than the law of the man, because the law of the man is just making shit up. They're like, okay, we don't like this. But that's coming from somebody that's not religious, that knows like some religious shit. And it's like, I don't know. Take it as you will.
I look at it as the spirit of the law and the word of the law, and I just think that
for me, the law that man made isn't really real, and like I feel like we know what's right. We know it's wrong to do harm to others.
No, you don't. Don't go there.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is,
if you're gonna go by the Ten Commandments, remember,
no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Prior to the Ten Commandments, there was no. Because all right, let's just say this: if we're not going there, the Ten Commandments is like the OG laws, where it's like that's the oldest known written law of man. Those basic 10.
I think there's
everything else is like
older ones, but yeah,
but
I feel you.
if you look at those basic 10,
That's
all we
basic
need is that to a degree, and we're good. It just came into like the small details and sub things like legalese, like okay, we need lawyers because we gotta figure out tax, and if I do something for you and you don't do it, I should be able to be like, nah, fuck, I could kill you, nigga. But they're like, no, don't kill this nigga. Take him to court. And then that's where other laws came in.
I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it even harder, it's like even some of those don't make sense, because I think we were talking about it earlier. Like I was telling you, like, yo, like
carry a sword and everything will be alright.
No, not even that. But like I was saying, like, yo, rape was happening a lot.
Oh,
because
yes.
I was talking about how like
time out before we get into that one. This is going to be a very touching subject. It's
there
very
was touching going on.
Yes, it's going to be a very intimate subject.
It kind of sucks.
It does suck.
What I originally started on was like I forgot. I was reading an article about like it was chimpanzees about, and like I just started thinking about like, and it brought up chimpanzees and chickens and how they use use others to like get what they want, and like I was like the chickens. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Roosters will make this call that mimics the call of like the feeding like the food is here, and they'll do that call to lure women in, and then they'll just start fucking whatever female hens were around. And then chimpanzees do a similar thing, and like I was just thinking, like on an evolutionary scale, like yo, I bet as humans, there was a lot of fucking and raping going on in like before laws, because, and I'm even willing to bet that like half of like the population that like started happening was because of raping, and because there's nobody trying to stop that shit. Like that was like my general gist of it, was like yo, like just in like being an earthling, fucking whether you're fucking fish, cat, dog, whatever, like yo.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not
that's
even sure if
fucked
it's
up.
called raping.
No,
It's just
no.
fucking. There's fucking happens.
No,
and like I
see
think
where you're going
it. Oh, that's what I wanted to get to. I feel like in a way it makes sense. While like we got to a point where like the female has became submissive to us, because like it's like, all right, you either submit or you get fucked anyway. I feel like that's where like the dark side came from it. And like we're finally in this time, in this progression.
It's like
of
a
time.
golden era.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to fall victim to that. There's people that are willing to like not let you get raped. And I feel like that's like modern human. What we come from is like people going like, okay, yeah, let's not rape anymore. Because as soon as you don't rape anymore, it's like, okay, murder is pretty bad too.
I think there was less detail to the relationship status of men and women in those times, where it was women were seen as prizes and almost as another form of livestock, unfortunately, where it was, yo, I'm gonna get you, fuck you, you're gonna give me babies, continue my seed and all that stuff. And I think once we started becoming more civilized and we started doing things as a whole, respect, yada yada yada, insert historical fact, excuse me, there. Yeah, that was a live burp.
Yeah, those are some live burps as fuck.
All right, so basically, once that whole thing started to go ahead and go down, it was more so like, no, women have rights. We're gonna treat them with like more respect. You have laws, boom boom, and then you get modern day voting, all that stuff. And now we're current day with like just like all the women's rights, protests, whatever. Like it's just full fledged. Like not even if it was like nothing too crazy, but just like the idea that women are no longer just looked at as like baby makers, as like a universal. Like even like it's slowly spreading to like the Middle East. Like there, even women are sticking up, and like, but basically in Europe, everywhere it's like women empowerment. That's all great.
We're definitely starting to look at everything as a whole as we're all human.
But if you look at like the Viking history, they would rape and pillage all the time.
Oh,
if you looked
of
at
course.
every civilization, they would kill the
Genghis
men
Khan.
and then they would rape the women and train the children in their ways and like spread their culture.
Brainwash
So
the
yeah,
children.
like you're 100% correct. Throughout history, that was the, if anything, rape culture, what they try to say that is going on today, which is fucking bullshit. Rape culture isn't a
Rape
thing.
culture
We don't
is
promote
dead.
rape. We don't accept and support rape. That there's no such thing as rape culture. But back then, in those days, yeah, that was rape culture, because you're told, yo, we're gonna go
culture
murder this
was
family. You're gonna
developed
go
from
fuck that bitch over there, right? You're gonna get a fucking pregnant. Yeah, that was rape. That was straight. Yeah,
It's
in,
almost
in 2018, rape culture is bullshit. And doesn't exist.
honestly in 2018. This is going to piss some people off. Rape is laughable. It sounds bad, but like
No, you don't laugh at rape.
to what
You
it
don't laugh
was,
at rape.
and of course you don't. But like to what it was and to what we have it at it's. I feel like the only reason why it's what could make it worse now is that it feels more personalized, because it's not as generalized as back then. Back then it was like, yeah, you get raped. Now it's like you should never get raped, but it still happens in the bunches of dozens, and that's what I feel like it's. Probably makes it more shameful for that individual that has it happen to him. You know? Compared to back then, it's like at least everybody's like, "Oh, you got raped yesterday? I fucking got raped 2 times yesterday and last Sunday." It's still a shitty concept, because your suck doesn't make our suck
yes,
any less.
of course.
But like, yo, like,
It's
I mean,
one of
leaps
those
and bounds.
things.
Leaps and bounds.
It's one of those things where it's a terrible situation. You just hope it never happens to you, because as a man, you can still get raped.
I think I'd die before I get.
But-
Well, I think I might die while I'm getting raped. That could be a way that we go. You're talking about like, yo, snipers and bear traps. I think maybe getting raped and dying while you're getting raped could be one of those.
That happens every day. That's I don't want to talk about this. That's just like this is the fucked up like topic.
Do you think people die every day from bear traps? Okay, hold on.
Wait a minute. Okay,
Let's
I
be
bet
real.
there's
Wait.
someone dying in a bear trap right now. I bet.
I think so. There's at least 5 people dying because of rape. Because of a rape battle right now. Okay, this is getting dark.
Yeah, too dark for my taste. All I'm saying is that in the old school days of like medieval times, that thing was so current and normal.
Yes.
Where it was like it wasn't like you could be caught raping someone and no one would really. They'd be like, "Oh,
I'm gonna join in."
No, not even that. Like if someone could just be like, "Oh, he was fucking doing shit. He defiled her daughter, whatever." Like just like he'd be banished. Like but all I'm saying is like now in today's time, like at least there's like a way. Like I would hate to be like a chick in like the 1600s, the 1300s, where you had like no rights. Like I always think to myself, I can't go back in time in America being a black man because every time I go back in time, I'm gonna be oppressed as fuck.
You know what? That's the
if
beauty.
you're a woman and you go back in any time in history, you're gonna be oppressed.
I feel you. But you know what? Like, yo, like, it's a horrible, dark topic. I would never want to be a woman, even now, back then, ever. I never want to be a woman. But I think that's the beauty about being, hopefully, what part of being a human is that every time we start a life, how you just said, like, you don't want to go back and have to be a black man in any time era before this. I feel like that if you went back, you don't necessarily have to be probably wearing a black man. I feel like that's probably like the greatness about what consciousness is. I hope that's what being a conscious being is that after I die, I get to go to any available body and just keep on going on. I think that would be the awesome.
Oh shit!
Like Rust, man, woman,
That's crazy.
black, Asian, who knows?
Hey, on a side note, what if it's not like that? What if instead
You
of it
always have
being-
to be black.
No. What if
I always have to be black and Mexican. Shit. It's like, damn, was this going on for that long?
if you look at the interstellar space matter and shit, like star clusters and stuff, sometimes they look like cells of a human being.
Yes, they do.
So what if instead it's like this is like you're in an egg hatching, and once you die, your spirit is released up there.
That would be
into
awesome.
the
But I
ether.
think there's actually been a scientific like theory about
Yeah,
that, and they're like, yeah, these have nothing to do with what the inside of this looks like. Yeah, but no, yeah, that's how I used to look at things. But like, no, yeah, just ultimately, I really hope that I hope that like what I am isn't actually a human, and what I am is this consciousness going on inside of this. And I hope it's transferable to anything that's willing to be compatible with what's going on here. I think that would be the coolest. Whether it's being a galaxy, whether it's being an ant. Well, not ants because it's not conscious, but you get what I'm saying,
What
right?
if you come back and you're homeless?
I hope I'm having fun.
You're not.
Well, I'm not now, so
That
we all life sucks. Life sucks.
I'm hoping you get a choice, because if not, I'm just trying to kick it and chill in paradise.
Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully I'm able to remember some of this and, like, remember the main principles and just carry it on and, like, keep on doing what I'm doing spiritually, hopefully. I don't know. But then, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is it. Maybe we're fucking wrong as fuck.
It could all be the Truman Show for all we know.
Exactly. I don't know. This could be a simulation. I die and it's just new to simulation. I don't know, man. I love this topic, but it sucks to talk about it because it's hard to express what you really feel because without being subjective and open to any possibility. Because I feel like that's where this goes.
Just like black matter.
Exactly. Endless possibilities. The negative infinity. There's a lot. Infinity is big. There's more negative infinities than there is infinity.
I think that's the reason why we have, and I know I believe in a God, but I think that's why the concept of God is created, because those questions are so big and
You don't have
infinite.
them. Yeah, you don't have them. You can't have them. We're mortal beings. We're mortal beings, dog.
Low key, I just think we're gonna have some real crazy shit happen within the next few years. Like we're gonna
Crazy
see,
shit all
like
the
as far
time.
as like crazy tech. Like we're about to see some. Like,
Oh yeah,
crazy
it's definitely
shit come out.
getting bigger and bigger. I don't know, man. This block is going to be.
The block is hot.
I'm not even sure if the block's going to be able to survive all the information that's going to be flowing. That's just where we at.
And we always there. Ain't that right, Tim? It's Tim Red Hose, aka Plato Got Stacks.
That's right. And you guys heard it, and we just spit it. We love all listeners out there. Stay safe. Shout outs to.
I'm not handsome, I know that, but I'm adorable, right?
Okay, yeah. Shout outs. We got shout outs. I think we had Sam Triple E. What's good? Fucking.
Yes,
posting our
shout out
shit.
to the old Sam Tripoli.
Sam Trips. Word. I think we had another one.
Oh my
We're a
gosh,
little slow bringing them up. I just kind of. Oh shit.
Oh
What did you
girl,
tell me?
Sophia.
Sophia, I fuck with you. We be reading your shit. I like seeing your shit up there.
Yeah.
That says something that looked important. That has a lot of words. Shout out for your comment. Oh yeah, and always remember fucking
Always remember
the beer
to
can thing.
like, subscribe, do all that fun
Yeah,
stuff.
and
But the most important
Keep up
thing
with our
is
beer count.
comment. Leave a comment on our beer count too. If you guys remember, we're still doing that challenge. Count the many beers that we cracked by the end of a podcast, and we'll send you a prize. But yeah, follow us on all Instagrams under The Block is Hot, Twitter's The Block is Hot, YouTube The Block is Hot,
The block
Spreaker,
is
The Block is Hot.
Oh wait, I don't have to do it with my mouth anymore. We have the sound effect.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to go out with a song.
Okay,
What's a dope song?
that one right there, up above. That one. No.
Oh. Hold on.
Yeah, are we scared to do that one? Is that not that? I thought it was cool. Oh.
Oh yeah.
We got the speech bubbles.
The Block is Hot. We love you. We want you.
Christmas.